Hey guys, today I would like to tell you a story about how my singing voice helped me to get unstuck. It helped me to release an emotion I was stuck in for months. And if you are new to this channel, I'd like to welcome you. And I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Anna G. I'm a vocal coach and I also create singing meditations. Those singing meditations can help you find inner peace, joy, and a good connection to your body and soul. I also talk about the benefits of singing meditations. Like now in this video, I would like to tell you the story about how my singing voice helped me to get through a time where I was really stuck in sadness and grief and I just could not release it until I started to sing again. That is several years ago now. My father suddenly died of cancer. He got diagnosed, and then 3 weeks after the diagnosis, he died. And it was a very tough time. And I remember that I was very in control in that time. I kept my cool. I was in control. Not like everybody else around me. I am part of a quite emotional, dramatic family, and they all really felt the pain really intensely, extremely, like crying out loud, burst in tears all the time, and really there was not so much space anymore. That's how I felt. Was not so much space anymore for me to also show my sadness and my grief. And with so many people around me who got out of control with their emotions, there had to be someone there who kept the control, who kept the cool, because there were things that needed to be managed, like the funeral. And I felt like I was given that role of the manager of this all. I did not ask for that role, but there has to be someone to be in that role. And so I was there in the middle of this chaos, in the middle of those emotions and drama and the shock. And I was there standing like a rock. And even after the funeral, I could not release my sadness. I could not cry, which was a little bit awkward because, this tough time in the hospital and so on, I could like rationalize it. I had to be there, I had to manage this. But after the funeral, that I could not release it still, I was feeling a little awkward. I was beginning to feel like, man, do I have empathy? Where's my heart? Can I even feel something? And I rationalized the death until I really believed that was really logical that my father died of cancer. I worried about myself and my emotional self. I started to worry about, do I even have emotions? What is wrong with me? And all those worries and thoughts began to have a life of themselves. And after that, this was like weeks into it, but after a month or two, I had all those body signals too. It was much tension. I did not meet much with people. I was for myself much. I felt that cold face. And I also felt a lump in my throat. In this time, I did not sing often. I actually did not sing. I didn't sing. I didn't communicate much. I didn't speak so much anymore. And there was this lump forming in my throat. It was getting bigger and bigger. And this is the body signal of, hey, that's sadness. I think many of you know that feeling in the throat before you cry. And you have to hold that back and suppress it. But it really shows here. It really is feeling like it's blocked. Like you're blocking your feelings, as if the lump in my throat was blocking my emotions. It really felt like that. And then I thought, this is getting too awkward here. It's just too long that I didn't cry. there's something wrong. And that is when I finally understood I really had to care about myself, care for myself, do more stuff I loved, and really actively had to try to release that sadness, because that's suppressing a feeling, a negative feeling. It's just not good for a long time. We all need time to process an emotion, and sometimes it's weeks, sometimes it's days, sometimes it's months. For everyone, it's like very individual. But for me, it felt like it was just too long. I had to really release that. I had to express that, to feel and flow again, to feel myself again. And so I started singing. And this was a thing I always loved. And so I told myself, hey, just do more of that what you love, just go and sing. And I remember when I started, it felt a little wrong, because it was so much, for such a long time, was not singing. It felt weak, and it got creaks in it, and I needed some time to get into the flow of it. But it also felt like I was like working on that lump to dissolve. And when I then got the flow of it, it didn't take long until I burst out in tears, until the tears really came suddenly like a waterfall. When I think about it, you can hear my voice, it adjusts to this emotion, to this memory. And it felt so, it was very extreme, intense, but it was such a relief. And I really felt like that lump was disappearing, and it freed the way for the emotions to flow out. It made way for the emotions just to be let go, to release. And I finally was able to express, release and let go my grief and my sadness. So you all know, when you observe people or you talk to people, that the voice, like the body, adjusts to emotions. Like when you're feeling low, you just see it in the body, like the shoulders are getting low. Also the voice is getting lower and it's getting more quiet. There's more air in the voice. When you're feeling happy and strong, the voice gets stronger and more energetic. So the voice adjusts to the feelings, but it's also the other way around. Like when you are in such a state like I was, where you really have problems with releasing a certain emotion, may it be anger, may it be sadness, may it be real joy and happiness. When you're in that state, you can use your voice to help you release it faster and more intense and freely. You know, sometimes there's just not the right timing to show your emotions, like in my state where there just was not the space for me to show my emotions. Or for example, if you're in a meeting in your office, you cannot just show your sadness and burst into tears. Or we just need more time to process that emotion until we are ready to release. But sometimes this process can be just too long, just too overwhelming for the body, for the soul, for the mind too. And we need something like a tool to help us. And this tool is free. It's in your throat. It's your voice. So when you're in such a state, you can gently try to tap into that emotion by quiet humming. Just take a low note and very softly, very quietly start to hum like that. Even more quiet. Because when you're feeling that lump in your throat because you're sad, then this helps the voice to make it more open, to open up more. This helps to let that lump disappear quietly and softly. But there's also a singing effect you can use. With the humming, the vocal cords just vibrate, but there's a singing effect that sounds like a creaking door. And when you do this, there's more movement in the vocal cords. It's not only the vibrating, it's just they overlap too a little. And so you have more extreme movement in your vocal cords, and it goes like this. You just want to be very, very quiet and very soft, and you want to make that sound of a door that's creaking like this. What happens is the vocal cords overlap now. And if you can't get that sound, it's probably because you're too loud. Just put down the volume. Be very, very, very quiet. So this would be like the sound of the creaking door, some more intense movement of the vocal cords, just to make that lump disappear, okay? So you can just try this for yourself, and I hope this video helped you to find a tool for yourself to release emotions, because this is quite a relief. When you sing it out, you express it with the voice, you vocalize your emotions through singing. I'm wishing you a nice day today. Let yourself shine and let your voice shine, because this is how the world will see and will hear you. Take care. I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.